11 end with the Lions winning 36-18 over the Owls. A dominant win, sure, on the scoreboard, but man, it sure didn't start that way. And again, we're going to talk about some things, how much weight we're going to put into it with the players that were there. But you know what? We were at the game. It was a great time to be there. It was good mood, good celebration, great theme with the show and shine. Anyway, we just had a great time before, during, and after the game. So we're going to start with our high level thoughts. Today, we're going to start with Bro Arthur.
We'll go with the Roland first. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, if you're joining us tonight, we welcome you. Great that you can join us. As usual, please let us know your thoughts and comments on the chat. We'd love to banter with you and let us know anything that you thought about the game, as well as anything that you might agree or disagree with anything that we say here. We will not be offended if you disagree with us.
Not at all.
So yeah, high level thoughts. Our defense played the most physical game they have all season, and this is something that we've been asking for all season, that we need to be more aggressive and more physical, and they came out and they meant business. Some of them ended up in penalties, and I'm okay with that. Some of the calls were questionable, but I really like that, and couple that with our offense, which is has a lot of potential, and we're starting to see it start to fire on all cylinders. I think we've got a lot of potential. Arthur?
I think offense was doing okay in the first half, but obviously second half came on, and Nate was just on fire. I think the only incompletion in the second half was like a last play, like a out pattern to Berryhill. On fire in the second half,
Yeah.
where Montreal made a concerted effort to take away the run, but they let pass the pass. Their secondary, their pass defense, they didn't really. I'm not sure what they were exactly. They were trying to blitz and take away the run, but there were so many holes, and Nate found them and made some great passes. He wasn't firing on all cylinders in the first half, but the second half,
Yeah.
he did well, and then the receivers made some plays, and the offense kind of made this pretty much a game that they were just going to win away. Right? There was no doubt that there was no really scare that Morgan, the fourth QB number
Yeah.
4 from Montreal, was gonna make a miraculous comeback. So it was a good win offensively. Defense, yeah, I agree with you. Really good performance against a decimated offense.
Yes.
But still, nonetheless, still a very good performance for the defense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't complain.
Before Greg gives his thoughts, I just want to read out some comments. Wayne says, "Good evening, bros. Congrats to the Lions for a good game. Too many penalties, however." Yeah, we'll talk about that in a bit. Blake says, "Hello, Blake. You guys should have a special guest on one of these shows."
Yes, we should.
Yes, we
Wonder
should.
who that would be.
Yeah, I
Blake.
wonder, Blake, who that might be. But you're very welcome to join us. We can arrange that, definitely.
Studio,
All right, sorry, Greg. Go ahead with your thoughts.
that's okay. I'm going to find something to complain about. Arthur said no complaints, but that's why we leave Greg to the last, because Greg's got complaints. Oh, do I have complaints? And Blake, I knew it. We're on the same page.
Can't complain a loss, Greg. Come on.
Special teams. Anyway,
You're 4-5, man. You can't complain a loss.
we know Greg can find something, but again, like you guys said, it looked a lot more dominating on the scoreboard than it was in the very beginning. I mean, all of the people around us, all the fans, they were saying to us, Montreal's playing, and this was at the time Evans was healthy. Like, hey, they were the backup quarterback or their backup, and they're within a field goal or two at the most. Like, if you're Montreal, you're pretty happy.
Yeah.
Because a big play here, big play there, something goofy could change the whole complexion of the game.
That's right. We were not converting on our touchdowns. It was all field goals.
And I remember seeing you guys, we got to get off to a big start and make Montreal have to play from behind, because then you got a backup quarterback, maybe panicking, maybe stressing. But you know what? The defense played the way it should against the backup, because we have said on this show, historically, we do not play well against debuts or backups. And they did what they should have done, and that's sack that guy, losses, and eventually the offense figured it out. Because I mean, hey, the Montreal offense may have been decimated, but their defense was not.
Yeah.
And Noel Thorpe seemed to
Their
have,
secondary was their secondary was a bit decimated.
but in the beginning it didn't. We moved them, but then they stiffened when they needed to. But yeah, it's Noel Thorpe, and we figured it out. Which again, we complain we don't make in-game adjustments, but we did. But sorry, that is true, Ravi. And did I meet you yesterday? I'm just checking. I'm just wondering if that's the guy I met yesterday at the show and shine. But anyway, the special teams. I'm sorry. That's the one black eye on the happy thoughts of yesterday. So you know what? That's my high level thoughts. The defense did what they had to do and should have done, and it was just good to see some of the notable names get mentioned again, like Tuhema, like Betts, and to see some sacks. Yes, it's against the less experienced quarterback, but then that's who you should be sacking, right?
Yeah, for sure. So Greg, yeah, you read Ravi's comment. Ravi says red zone offense needs improvement. Yeah, definitely. We started off looking like we were in the past few games, so we couldn't convert on red zone. But as Arthur said, as the game progressed, especially in the second half, that started to change. Hopefully, we'll carry that on to the next game. Daniel says, "Hey guys, hey Daniel, good evening.
And
Ravi is my legal name. Coach Rob, you may know, Mr. Crow.
oh my
Yes.
gosh,
Hey
Coach
Rob.
Rob, dude, man, welcome. He's
So
taking this
nice to
off.
see you.
Okay, I
You
wasn't
were
sure.
incognito for a little bit there with
Oh
Ravi.
man, the
I
OBD.
never
Wore
knew that
that
was
way
your legal
proudly,
name,
man. I still wear it every day, every day. How are
Coach
you?
Rob.
Okay, that's our. Sorry, Blake. That's going to be our first special guest. Is Coach
Oh,
Rob. Sorry,
Yes.
Blake. As much
Sorry.
as I like you, Blake, Coach Rob.
I'm sorry, Blake, you got bumped. But we'll get you on after.
Okay, Coach Rob, what's going to take to get you on the show? Do I have to speak to your people? Let's see what he answers. Anyway,
Okay, Rob says, thanks. Dodge 87 says, I have the same vibe with Rourke that I had with Doug Flutie. They're going to make things happen. Anything is possible.
Doug Flutie.
ooh,
Yeah, I mean, I think we haven't seen the full potential of Rourke yet. So
even in 2022. That was
Well,
just like the tip of the
we
iceberg.
hope we don't see the full. I mean, we didn't see it because right now 2022 is the high watermark, right? So
yeah. Daniel says Nathan Rourke is getting close to where he was in 2022, but they need quicker starts. Absolutely. Um, Rob says, "Lol, I have no people."
I do know who you have. I'll give that people a call. I know who I got to call. That's all right.
Blake says we'll see his full potential in the Grey Cup.
Whoa.
as a commentator and on TSN,
Oh.
unless they're coming through the East, Blake.
Oh,
That is a possibility, right? That is a possibility, and it's we were debating, is it actually better to go up through the East, not having to go through Saskatchewan and Calgary. Hard to say, right?
The 2025 Grey Cup champion BC Lions. Asterisk. I don't know.
Blake says no, the Lions are going to beat the Riders in the West Final. Bookmark this. All right.
Oh my goodness,
I like that
Blake.
prediction, Blake.
Wow. And I thought Roland's glasses were orange.
No, I think Blake's glasses were full of something or before that comment. Woo.
All right. So, as before, okay, let me read some more comments. Wayne says, "I'm sorry, guys, but I have to congratulate my Riders for a great win on Saturday."
Yeah,
Yeah, it
that was
was.
a big win,
It was a big win.
decisive.
I mean, initially it looked like Hamilton was neck to neck with Saskatchewan, but pretty soon Saskatchewan just dominated.
Well, to be fair,
Yeah.
Hamilton had two big injuries on the secondary. Peters and Casatonis were out for the game.
Yeah.
So that's two big losses.
But they're on the trenches, on both sides of the trenches. I thought Saskatchewan was dominating.
Yeah,
Hamilton's.
like if you can't play defense, and it's hard.
Yeah.
We know that as Lions fans all too well,
No,
right?
Do we?
Yeah.
And then in the last few playoff games, right?
Yeah. Rob says your thoughts on the RB game, running back game. We'll touch on that when we get to offense. So we're gonna go adversity, and then we'll go offense, defense, and then special teams. So we'll touch on that in a little bit. Blake says yes, the Riders are definitely the class of the CFL right now. Yeah. Daniel says we do have an easy schedule now, except we play Calgary twice, Saskatchewan once. Yeah. it's going to be tough. I'm hoping that by the time we play Calgary, we'd seen enough of them that our coaches can figure out their weaknesses. Okay, so let me go through. So as I mentioned earlier, this. You guys are seeing the intro again.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, technical difficulties. Let me.
You're getting a flag for delay a game.
I know. Sorry, that's a delay.
You
of
get the
game
flag.
penalty.
Procedure.
All right,
Flag.
So, I just pressed the wrong button there. Okay, so we're going to talk about adversity, then offense, defense, and special teams. Wayne says, apparently the Ticats were tired and on the road. It's still a long season. Yeah, they could be. But, all the teams have had short weeks. And Blake says, I'm not convinced on Calgary. I mean, all three of you know I love VA, but they are 3-3 not against the Bombers. Okay. Yeah, I love VA too, but yeah. Okay, so first adversity. Before we go into general adversity, I want to play a few clips. Okay, let me cue up this first clip here.
To work.
Right.
Just that much
So
harder
this
in the
was
off-season.
the non-call. So it was a pass to McInnes. He catches the ball. Forward progress is stopped, but he never blew the flag until they gave.
Blew the whistle.
The whistle. The whistle.
Yeah, blew the whistle. And they gave him a chance. And there's like three guys holding him up, right? And then they pulled the ball down. What do you guys think? Should the whistle have been blown?
Greg, go ahead.
If I think the whistle should have been blown. I mean, because you can see his legs aren't moving. They're not moving at all, and they're perpendicular to forward motion, forward progress, or the football play, as they want to call it. And it didn't. But if that's the case, if that's when the whistle did not blow, then it should be the same for both teams. So I'm looking at it a little bit bigger here. Yes, to answer your question, yes, the whistle should have, but if it didn't, then play it the same for both sides of the ball.
Yeah. Daniel says, yeah, that should have been a whistle. Blake says, such BS. And then on the next play, the Owls had the same thing and whistle was blown.
Exactly. Basically, he caught it, turned, contact made, not even a tackle, contact, whistle. Come on.
Yeah. Arthur, any additional thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, as Lions fans, we're like, I mean, there is no forward progress.
Yeah.
He's going sideways and his legs aren't moving. He's being held up. It's the whistle should have gone for sure.
Yeah.
We've seen the play negatively impact the Lions as they're on defense. They stripped and there was a quick whistle.
Yeah.
And we've had quick whistles called against the BC defense when they're trying to get a turnover.
Yep.
We've had late whistles, and now this is a late whistle.
Yeah.
I guess my bias is on player safety, and in this situation, late whistles are not good.
Yeah.
And I rather err on an early whistle to a late. I rather have an early whistle than a late whistle.
Yeah.
And this is a very late whistle, and you're basically giving, it's just like three guys are going after the ball here, and player safety is an issue here. So.
Yeah, completely. He's no longer trying to move forward. But anyway, that's part of the adversity. So we turned the ball over. Let me show a few more things. A couple more clips. This one here. Let me play this. So this was a flag that was called.
Can't win, right? Isolating a guy on the edge.
So,
Morgan, deep drop. Has time. There's a flag. Down the field. That was deflected.
This is
yeah.
legal contact, I think.
Yeah, there was an illegal so it was an interception which was negated because apparently, so on Patrice Rene, let's see if we can find him here. Okay, right there.
Yeah.
That's 5 yards from the
That's
line of
4.
scrimmage.
Exactly, yeah.
Because the contact is on the 25-yard line. The ball was on the 20. That's a 3-yard contact.
Yeah, I mean his right shoe is 5 yards.
Actually,
But the contact is like
The one in the air, yeah.
yeah, the right
Like-
shoe. No, yeah, the right shoe. Yeah, the left shoe is planted, which is the measured shoe is at 4, contacts at 3.
Yeah.
Joke. And I mean, there's a line official right there with the yellow vest on the line.
I don't. Is that an official?
Well, I mean, he's a mark, right? And then you've got the guy, the idiot. I'm sorry, the official.
Yes.
Can't take that back, right?
Well, it doesn't matter.
All due respect to the people that I know, the visually impaired official on the bottom of our screen is the guy that makes the call. Am I right?
Maybe acutely or temporarily visually impaired.
Well, I mean, because he's looking down the line at the line judge at the other side, the first down mark at the line
Yeah.
of scrimmage marker. So that guy's got a 1-yard pace, right?
Let's see who throws the flag, though.
But man,
Actually, yeah, I
let
don't
it
know.
play
who
well.
throws
I
the
think
flag.
Yeah,
I thought it was.
we can see who threw the flag. Then you can get on them. So I didn't see the flag on the top.
Yeah, we don't see.
So-
Oh, there,
oh,
it's
it's
from
on
the
the
bottom.
bottom.
It's the
from
guy
the
at the bottom. So, like I'm saying, he's looking at his colleague across, who's at a 1-yard stance, 2 more yards to the line where the contact was made. Like that guy is either visually impaired or he can't bloody well count. There, I've said it.
Yeah.
And if that official wants to call us, my name is Frank. No, I'll talk to him. I'll have a chat with the official. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, but yeah, I think that's obviously a wrong call, and I hope, they're human. They'll make mistakes, but I hope that they review that and they point it out and say you got to be more careful. Right?
Well, we have our opinions of the review center too in the review. But yeah, that result in a field goal, yeah?
On Montreal's drive.
Yeah, it did.
No. I mean, I don't think they were ever.
Well,
I
they're
don't
on
think
ours.
they were ever within 3 points after we kind of got some field goals.
Or did we get a sack and then he doinked it on that one? Because it's only 9-3 right there.
Well, I mean, they're on. Well, okay, 5 yards, but
They're on our 30.
yeah, maybe they do.
Okay, Blake says
Anyway.
6. Yes, it did.
Yeah, so either way,
So-
I mean, again, we figured 12 of their 18 points were assisted, official assisted.
It was Blake says it was 9-6.
Mm.
Q-Man says command center should have stepped in. Yeah, it's so inconsistent. Sometimes the command center steps in on something that we don't expect them to, and then something like this they don't.
Well, it's a play that would be a potential turnover.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Because
because
Which
of
is
that-
like to me is like a scoring play, right? It's a pivotal play.
So you have to review the penalty that would negate the turnover. I'm sure they're going to review the turnover to make sure that was like a legitimate turnover. But if there's going to be a penalty that negates it, it better be. I mean, then I'm looking at 4-yard contact upfield for our receivers. You better not be touching them.
Yep. Which we know they do. And then I was holding my breath because I was scared. Okay, we've already had a roughing the passer call. I was thinking another one, but this was. I mean, this was legit. I mean, he's there already. He's got his head down, making the hit. He can't see when the ball's gone. But I was. That's what I. Then when I saw the flag, I'm like, oh. But then it's the placement of the flag, thinking, okay, it won't be roughing, but it'll be contact. But where's the contact?
So Buck says, Q-Man says Buck should have challenged. He also says problem was no replay right away. Okay. Daniel says nice job of Lions front pressure last night, much better. And Wayne says earlier, I missed his comment. I agree with Arthur on having an early whistle, especially when forward progress is stopped.
Yep. Because that's
Okay.
when knees can get blown. That's when things, like Arthur said, player safety becomes an issue when you're,
Yeah.
But-
Okay, let's take a look at another play here. So I just have a few queued up here. So this one was
Minus
okay,
team
a hold on a return
by
on
7.
number 27. And I was looking at the replay here, and you guys tell me if this is a hold or not.
Isn't that a late substitution too, man?
Zima, end over ender, bounces in there to McGee at the 10.
Okay, where's 27 here?
This thin guy beside 43, it's Haggerty. Thin guy with the coming. Okay, thin guy right there, kind of to
What
the
yard
left
line?
of 7. On the 15-yard line.
So this guy here?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's in front of him,
Yeah.
in front of him, in front of him,
blocking,
in front of him,
blocking.
hands inside the plane of the shoulder, and he's released.
And then he lets go. Yeah. So
But then there's the fake block in the back to the guy right beside. I think that's Finley there with him. The guy takes a dive and Finley's hand, like he's like waving, Like, hey, I'm getting pushed from behind, but
Yes.
we don't even see his hands on the
Yeah.
guy.
Well, they didn't. The penalty wasn't on him. It was.
No, it was on the hold on 27, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
There's no
that,
hold.
yeah, that looks like a ghost call to me. So
Well,
Yeah,
it might have been there's two lions on the near hash on 33. There was one guy was kind of had his hand on the guy's shoulder pad from behind, and may have slowed him up.
this
Okay,
guy,
what I've
33?
got.
No, near the hash.
Yeah, down here. Drop it down. Roll one player.
The
Then
hash. The hash. The
lower.
hash.
33 in white.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you back it up, you'll see there's two guys on him, and then there was some kind of tugging from behind. So I mean,
Right
that's
there.
what I mean. Again, that's pretty light.
Yeah.
But okay, can we back it up? Okay, now go to Adam Konar. Let it go forward a little bit. Adam Konar coming in right there. Now stop it on the same hash. Adam Konar's got a hold of the guy on his belly. This one, if I was going to call something as official, I would call Adam back at the 25-yard line on the same hash. So go to the left of 33 on your screen row and circle it if you could.
Yes.
Yeah. See, I mean, that's holding from, that's everything. And if you let it play, Adam's got him for a while.
Yeah.
Like,
But I mean,
if you're going to call one, you
So-
call that
Well,
one.
yeah.
yeah, but they're not.
Are we
they
allowed
didn't
to?
call that.
Are we not allowed to touch the other team when you're returning a kick? I mean, like, you're not allowed to put your hand on them. I mean, like, they're running one way, right? Unless you are ahead of them, you can't touch them.
Yeah. I guess my point is that all season the calls on holding on returns have been inconsistent, and
Yep.
and we seem to be getting called on holding almost every return. Right?
Holding or illegal block, one or the other.
Yeah. Anyway.
I
so
wish McGee had just gone. Well,
that
anyway,
was
I'm not
pet
going to say
peeve.
anymore.
Okay, a couple more. This one was an offside on Matthew Betts.
Watch.
Is it
Ah!
right there?
39. Was
So-
39 set, or was he in? I want to see if 39 was set.
Yeah, and we had to back up a bit more.
Oh yeah, I don't have.
Oh yeah, I think he was set because we were right in front of that.
Yeah. So then him
Yeah.
getting up is not is
He was in a 3-point stance.
Yeah. Then that's procedure.
Yeah. So anyway, I looked it up because I can't believe that they actually
Yes, please.
discussed this, and I had to look up the rule, and this is what I found. Okay. So there's a few things. When the ball is snapped, there needs to be 7 people on the line. So right now they have 7 people on the line, including that tight end, 39 or whatever that number is, right? The guy who moved. Now, as a tight end, he's actually allowed to go in motion. It's only the 5 interior linemen, so from tackle to tackle, that are not allowed to move, according to the rule.
But if he's in
So-
set, is he allowed to move? I don't think he's allowed to move once he's set, though.
No, he's allowed to move. That's what I read, right? He's allowed to move, and he can even move off the line of scrimmage as long as by the time the ball is snapped, he's on the line of scrimmage. As long as there's 7 on the line, and he's the 7th guy, so he's moving laterally, and that drew Matthew Betts offside. So
Well, then my guess is Matthew saw him set, so when he goes up, Matthew goes thinking it'll be a procedure call.
yeah, I think Matthew
Okay, then Matthew might have thought he was the
tackle. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that's on
Keeman
Mr.
says.
Betts.
Yeah, Keeman says he can move. He is the end. He can go horizontal.
You mean
So, yeah,
vertical? You mean
Yeah, horizontal. He can go
As
left,
long as
right.
he's still on the line prior to the snap of the
you
ball.
can go cross? You can go down the line.
Yeah.
Yeah, not over. Of course, not over the line.
Yeah, so
no,
he's
no.
horizontal to the line. Yeah. So, but again, I guess Betts thought he was the tackle. That's the only explanation from
Yeah.
this camera view.
Yeah, that's what I think too. So the refs did discuss it, and they called it unbid. So I put it here because we were all confused, right? So okay, I got one more. Okay, this is Greg and Arthur's favorite one. Okay, I'm not gonna say what it is, but once I play it, you'll know what it
Body
is.
type reminds me a little bit of former Argonaut Corey Boyd.
Big body like that. The layer this time. Broke one tackle.
Always coming in,
Stays on his feet.
and there's the hit. So the Alway was called for spearing.
Yep.
Okay, so if you look at this angle here, you see the receiver's head actually snap back, right? Now, what's the definition of spearing? It's going with your
Shooting
helmet,
with the
right?
crown of your helmet. leading with the crown of your
Yeah.
helmet.
So there's another angle here later on. Let me see if I can find that angle. Blake says, is that not the one they picked up? No, they didn't pick it up.
No,
They didn't
that's the
pick
one
this
they
up.
called. That's
Yeah.
the one.
There was
They
two
called.
they called on Alway, didn't they?
They called another one on Alway, but they didn't pick. They picked that one up.
Okay, so this one here,
There, right there. He is hitting the guy with his forehead, technically speaking. You see the Lion logo is parallel to the shoulder cap of 39. The top of Alway's head is parallel to the shoulder pad top of 39. That is not spearing by definition. But if you maybe the ref who called it looks at his body and thinks he's in a, but he is not leading with the top of his head. And he has not left his feet either.
but it actually, yeah, I don't know. When I kept looking at this, Blake says, but guys, Awe is so dirty, it has to be a penalty.
Whoa, what's up, Blake? Don't
I
like
guess-
me call Alway? What's going
Alway
on?
is,
I guess when he was not a lion, I guess.
Yeah,
but
he took some.
he's been a lion 4 times. So I mean, come on.
If you look at this frame here, it looks like he's not looking up. He's looking down. He's looking down here. And then when he hits, you can see his head actually snap back as well. Both his head snaps back and then the receiver's head snaps
Right.
back.
So if he hit with the crown of his head would not snap back.
Yeah. So Daniel says he's not
Thank you,
dirty,
Daniel.
he's just aggressive. Yeah, I agree. I like the aggressiveness. And you know, I was telling the guys this. If you're playing aggressive, sometimes you're playing right up to the line, and sometimes you do end up crossing the line. But you know, if you're close to the line, sometimes you're gonna go over, right? So
Speaking of lines, if I can, look at how far inbounds 39 is as well. So Awe is making kind of finishing it, that or whatever. No difference in those 2 hits early on in the season by Deontay Williams. Those were clean. Yeah, the helmets come flying off, but again, based on tackling and contact, those were clean. But I mean, how about the lines being 4 or 5 yards out of bounds and getting thrown down, or getting driven out of bounds, and then being tackled by another player that is not the player driving them out of bounds?
yeah.
No calls.
Yeah.
It's just, again, if you're going to screw them up equally,
So,
right? If they're going to be that inconsistent, bad, make it bad on both sides.
If they're gonna be like that stingy on the line, that's a line. Oh, that's over, right? If this 39 guy is a smaller player,
Yep.
Awe doesn't need to do this.
So,
Like-
and you're right. You're right.
So Awe in the post game presser, he's saying this guy 39 outweighs me 30 pounds. If I don't go in like that, I'm gonna get run over. I'm gonna get
score.
trucked, and he's gonna keep running, and I might be the one who's getting like knocked out.
yeah.
So I have to make the tackle. This guy's much bigger than me. What do you want me to do? I mean, this guy is dancing all along the sideline, and now he's I guess he's pretty much
And he's already
stationary,
trucked
right?
two of the lines. He trucked one, broke another tackle.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
If-
to me, is there like what does he want? Like, how
Let
can
me
I
just
say
add
this?
to what Arthur's saying. We went on to the number one. I got 3 points. We went onto the field right after he is looking up. We went onto the field after the game, and we saw always standing there behind the divider signs. He might not be much taller than any of us 3 down bros.
I think
He's not a
he
tall.
said he's 6 feet.
Yeah, so like, but he's not that tall. That 39 is a lot taller. Now-
He's a big guy. That guy.
Roland, we've seen the warm-up drills. Remember the ones that are on 4 knees and they kind of launch up into the goalpost?
Yeah.
We've coached enough football, you and I, Roland. That's how you hit the blocking side. What Awe did there is textbook, elementary, basic tackling contact. His head is down, but his eyes are looking up. He's not leading with the crown of his head. His forehead is what makes initial contact, the front of his helmet. He didn't make it with the face mask or the head area of 39. It's with 39's pec and shoulder right here. But
Yeah.
39 bends down, so yeah, his head's going to snap back when Awe makes a contact. But Awe comes down low and stands him up. If you play it, you'll see Awe stands him up. That is a clean hit.
Yeah. So I
It's
was
a hard hit. Don't
Yeah.
get me wrong, but it is a clean hit.
I was with you guys at the game, but after watching this replay a few times, I'm kind of seeing why the refs would call it.
He
'Cause-
did duck a little.
Yeah, so
He
so
did duck a
like
little. I
this
mean-
frame he looks like he's ducking, and his arms are wrapped around his chest too, right? So you know it looks like it's spearing.
This is what I would have done as an official, Ron. At this time, all those penalties called against the Lions, right? So many of them, roughing the passers and everything. I would have just let that go. It's right on the edge. You could argue it's a bit over the edge, a little bit over the edge. It's not egregious. Okay.
Well, it's player safety because
It is.
39's head snapped back, right?
Well,
but
but
39
he's
stopped
standing
his head.
still. Like,
There, see.
one of the-
Roland, if you are bent over like this and I hit you, the body and your head's going to snap back. That's on 39. That is a textbook. And who's the official that threw the flag? Was it 27?
Yeah.
If we go ahead, you just,
Yeah,
you
it's
know.
27. Yeah.
Okay, so 27 is technically obscured by the body of 39. 27's already got his hand up like the play should be stopped when it's clearly inbounds and forward progress was stopped way
Oh,
after.
actually, Q-Man's right. The refs actually didn't call it. It was the command center who
Well, then
called this
command
one.
center is even worse
So
because there's two refs right there. See, both the ref at the top of the upper left of our screen's got a clear view of how Awe came in. That's
And
again.
maybe the ref says, okay, well, I mean, like I always tell Roland, this is like how I equate hockey, right? They try to even out the penalties. They don't want to make it so lopsided because if it's extremely lopsided, it doesn't look good for them in the game.
Yeah.
yeah,
You are right,
But,
Arthur.
but you
Correct.
know, I don't know about that theory, Arthur. Look at the Hamilton game where they had no penalties and we had like how
Oh
many?
yeah, we had a comment
like
earlier,
completely
combined
lopsided.
5 penalties in the last 2
So
games.
I don't think there was any effort to try to make
Well, again,
make it even there.
like sometimes you're gonna have those anomalies, right? But I think in the we're talking about within like typical games, right? I mean, yeah, you're gonna give me an outlier. I'm fine, you know.
Yeah.
That's outliers exist for a reason because they're outliers. Usually, when you're doing statistical analysis, you'll dump the outliers, right? And for me, yes, I'm a proponent of player safety, but we've seen our big receivers get
Yeah,
speared and trucked.
yeah.
Eberhardt, right?
Yeah.
Like right, Greg.
Oh, come on. Crown of helmets right up into his face, man. We've seen that. And Eberhardt's tall. We've got that. And those are guys coming up underneath,
Yeah,
which is basically spearing because they're leading with the crown of their helmet.
and no calls there.
Nope.
Yeah.
And those are
Absolute.
that's with an incomplete pass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to me,
After
we
the
just want
call.
we just want fairness. Okay, no call there. Letter of the law. We're upset when we didn't get the call. Then when we do a similar hit, whether it's on the line a little, Greg is saying it's right on the line. Roland saying went over the line. Bottom line, it's not a no-brainer spear, right?
Yeah,
Agreed?
and I think the refs on the field didn't. That's why they didn't call it, right? It was probably borderline, so they let it go. But then the command center called it in.
But again,
Yeah.
anyway,
thing is-
I've spent way too many years. Where's Ravi Parmar? He knows how he knows how I coach defense. He knows how I coach how kids need to hit, and that's kids. So I will take responsibility. I'm putting this into kids as they move up into their football career, right? That is not spearing.
So
That is exactly how he's coached to hit.
Okay.
And yes, if he crossed the line, but yeah, we've enough. I don't want to hold the show
we'll,
down.
we'll move on. So
I'm good
Daniel,
with it.
Daniel's asking how many penalties you got yesterday. Q-Man says 12. Yeah, 12 for 137 yards. Six from Montreal. Oh yeah, Blake says wrap up. Don't go for the big hit. I think had Awe not had his arms around his chest, but actually had his arms open and wrapped up, it might have brought it back to where it was
Okay.
not borderline.
If you look at,
Right.
you back it up, 39 stuck down, it is hard for, at that angle, at that speed, and now he decides to wrap him up. Okay, like there. That's hard to wrap your arms around, especially if his arm comes up.
Yeah, but look at Awe's arms. It's around his chest, right?
Guys,
So he was
39 broke 2 tackles already.
Yep. Yep.
Woods and I think Carter, right?
Yep. And always coming in and maybe always guarding some ribs. Who knows? I'm not
Okay.
making, he could be
Who else is gonna tackle 39 if he gets past Alway?
the ref because there's nothing. He scored.
I mean, the only one bigger than Alway is maybe Bolio that can maybe track him down. And then you got other smaller I mean, he has to take him. He has to take him out. Bottom line, penalty or no penalty, he has to. 39 has to be tackled.
And Cuban, if he just shoulders him, I'm with Arthur 1000%. If he just shoulders him, he's trucked or he's knocked the heck out.
Yeah, that's what I always said. I would have been completely blown
Because
up.
if Awe hits him with the left shoulder, he spins Awe and runs right by him. If Awe hits him with the right shoulder, Awe's knocked out. Because he's going to get 39 shoulder pad right in his ear.
Okay. All right. We'll move on. So, okay.
Good discussion, though, fans.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you
good
so much.
discussion.
Thank you so much.
Atrocious.
Yeah.
Man. We're on the
Go,
wrong
go
side
back.
of
Go back to one of the comments from Blake, talking about being on the field. I didn't know we could go on the field as well. I thought it was just for kids.
It was.
Yeah,
I took
I
my
mean,
4
it was-
kids on the field.
Yeah, Greg had 2 kids, and then he also signed a waiver form for me and Arthur. So we
my
were
other
his
2
kids.
sons.
We were technically kids as well.
And no, there was a lot of adults on the field yesterday, so it was just nice, So
Yeah, but just going back to the higher level topic of adversity, I think you know we're starting to see the team be able to handle adversity, like all these penalties, like last game and then this game, and we still managed to keep our head together and keep going. And in this yesterday's case, not only did they keep their head together, the defense seemed to be more fired up. You know, as things seemed unfair, they got fired up and they were aggressive, which I liked.
yeah, it was aggressive, and the hits were still. I know I'm not big dragging it, but the hits were clean. They weren't after the whistle. They weren't shoved after the whistle or the hand in the face. They were within the play, and they were, like Roland said, they were aggressive. They were making a point. Like, not today.
Yeah.
Liked it.
All right, let's. We'll move on to offense, but let me read a few more comments. Blake says, let's not forget that the Lions should be on a 5-game win streak going to the first Calgary match.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Kima says, there was no adversity in that game, last night's game. We controlled it all the game. The penalties, I thought, was an adversity because they were calling things that were not going our way. Either no calls or, you know, like calls that shouldn't have been called.
They took away an interception from Bolio.
Yeah.
They allowed the lack of forward progress of McInnes caused a fumble. I mean, that's the only way that Montreal stayed in the game was those two turnovers, or those turnovers when they dodged, and then Nate threw an interception, and then all these penalties.
Yeah, but I guess Kuman's point is that we were playing a decimated team, and that was a question that I asked you guys as well, right? Given that we were playing a decimated team, yes, the score and the stats show a dominant win, but how much weight should we put on that, given that the Montreal offense was decimated?
How much weight should we put on when we were decimated and we lost?
Very well said, Arthur. We never thought of that last night when we were chowing down on our.
I mean, that's what Roland and we're chatting about.
He did ask me. Yeah.
So I mean, to me, is you're gonna count it the same. Like we count, like yeah, it sucks, and we've had to. I mean, we haven't had the injuries like Montreal had to the 2-1 quarterback position.
No, we had QB1 go down on a short week going into Winnipeg, who hadn't played a game yet.
And granted, a win is a win.
Yep.
But I guess if I'm looking at it from the angle that we saw an improvement from the first Hamilton game to the second Hamilton game, and then from the second Hamilton game to this game, how much of an actual improvement was there? Given that we were playing a decimated team, it's harder to answer that, right?
It's hard to answer. I mean, really, the difference between Hamilton game 1 and Hamilton game 2, Roland?
Oh, well, Hamilton game 1 and game 2, I think we can see that there's a difference.
My difference is very minor, and I'll tell you what the difference is when the Lions had the ball late in the fourth quarter, they were able to score.
Yeah.
They executed. Yeah.
And then the game 1, they're up by 3, 2 minutes left, they couldn't score. They couldn't move. They couldn't get a first down. They had to punt.
That's the key. Yes, they couldn't get a first down.
I mean, they
didn't need to score necessarily.
First downs, they would have won the game. They would have won Hamilton game 1. So, and then Rourke had to go full length of field to score, and then of course Hamilton came back, kicked the field goal to tie the game.
Yeah.
But that's the difference. I mean, yes, the defense looked better. Yes, defense blitz, and it seemed better. We were, in the game, but we had a big lead. In the game one, we had a big lead.
Yeah.
Hamilton didn't lead the game until like the last
Yes.
30 seconds of the game.
Yes.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes the eye test, it did look better. Game 2 did look better. I'm with you there, but really it came down to execution on the offense late in the fourth.
Yeah. That's what Blake says too. We finished game 2. That's the difference. Q-Man says, I won't count any stats from that game. Montreal was decimated. Wayne?
And again, don't count the stats, but when you play a decimated team, you should win. And we did.
Yeah.
Convincingly, right? Yeah. There wasn't a squeaker or whatever, so.
Yeah. Wayne says, hopefully the Riders can do the Lions a favor and take Calgary down. Yes, for sure. Then the Lions should beat the Argos. I'm not a fan of the Stampeders. Cool. That's we're on the same side there. All right. Let's move on to offense. We've talked a bit earlier. Any thoughts on the offense? Let's start with Greg.
Offensively, well, I was frustrated. Again, from an entertainment point of view, I was happy until red zone time. Then I'm frustrated. But then again, we talked about it amongst ourselves with the fans in the row behind us that what's up with Nate? Why is he not accurate when it counts? Why is he like almost trying too hard to aim the ball or place the ball or sailing the ball? But, I'm happy overall that they figured it out. They've done what we've whined about, or what I've whined about and griped about. The in-game adjustments or halftime adjustments seem to have been made to take over the game in the second half. Offensively, the playing was great. I'm going to whine a little bit about why is Eberhardt doing all that work to get him there, and then they pull him out. I told him I'd mention that today, so I'm asking. But offensively, I was satisfied with the movement of the ball, with the play calling, with the balance of run and pass. But the finish wasn't there early on, and I think I wanted a strong, fast start to be entertained and to put Montreal behind the 8 ball. When you got a team that's not playing well or backup quarterback, they're within 6 points, I was too nervous. But
you were nervous?
Yeah. Well, I was anxious.
Be honest.
I was big. It was gripey, Greg. Like, my God, it's 9-3. My God, it's 6-9. Like, come on.
Yeah.
I wanted 14. Like,
should have been 14. Yeah.
14, something to make Montreal. I don't think Montreal was worried when it was the first. Until Caleb Evans got hurt.
They felt that the game was still in.
No, but in hindsight, really, if you got injuries, a backup quarterback, and you're and the home team's only up by a field goal or two, you're pretty happy for Jason Moss.
True. If they had Davis Alexander,
we'd have been done.
And they had their weapons, and they're down by 3 on the road. Yeah, I wouldn't be worried if I were them. I'm down to QB4.
No, but again, at the time when it was all those field goals,
they were at QB3. Greg.
They were
worried. They were worried to score. They only got bailed. The only reason they were in the game is because he's penalty.
Yeah, when you're on the first-string quarterback. But when you were with Caleb Evans until he got hurt, it was like we were in single digits. They were trading field goals. It wasn't that big a deal, I don't think, to Jason Moss. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, okay, Evans gets hurt. Now you're going to start to worry. You said last night, they shrink the playbook, and then leaning on the running game, and that actually did them.
Did better, yeah.
Did well with it. But I'm just saying, when it's 9-6, Evans is still in the game. Yeah, he's getting sacked, but I mean, maybe Moss makes some adjustments. Evans more mobile than Morgan. Who knows what would happen when they're only down by 3? What if Nate gets popped and we go down to QB2? I'd rather be up by 2 or 3 scores if that happens. But 9-6. So I'm saying, I think Montreal's okay to hang around.
Can I turn this around on you? So you graded the Lions' offense as not good in the first half.
Too slow a start is what I'm saying.
All right. So how would you grade the Montreal offense?
Incomplete. Can't grade them because they don't have all their starters.
No. That's just what's on the field. What would you grade them on their production in the first half? And what confidence would you have that they would do better?
I have no confidence they would do better. But again, I'm talking.
They would have to be worried about winning the game. They know eventually Nate's going to figure this out.
Yeah. But at the time, at the time, is what I'm saying, at that point in the game on the side when it's 9-6 and you've seen BC go up and down the field and just kick a field goal, as a defense, you're satisfied. And as an offense, okay, if we can just continue to hang with them. That's all I'm saying. So I'm not grading. I'm just saying.
I hear what Greg's saying, because anything can happen, right? If we're not getting touchdowns and we're just getting field goals, you never know. Something, our defense might just fold. And
were you guys 100% confident Nate was going to catch fire and take over the game at any point?
Not till the second half. The first half,
when you saw it happen. But I'm saying at that point in time, like I'm saying, at that point in time when it's 9-6 and we're sputtering every time we go to finish, would you think Nathan was going to take it over right away? Because the whole row behind us sure as heck didn't.
He had his struggles, but I mean, he had his struggles at times, right? I mean, Montreal was sending a lot of heat, and they couldn't get a running game going because that Montreal was trying to do that.
Yep.
But eventually, I mean, cream rises to the top, right? I mean, I have a hell of a lot more confidence in Nathan Rourke figuring it out than James Morgan.
Right, but again, at the point in time where I'm talking about, it was still Evans.
Okay, it was like 6.
Evans might not figure it out,
at that
but
point.
Moss might. Their
Well,
OC
6-3
might.
at that point,
might.
middle way through the second quarter. Okay, you guys are everyone thinks the Riders are the cream of the crop in the CFL, right? Yes?
Yeah.
Can I get a yes from you, Greg?
Sure.
They're what, 8-1?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Let me bring you back to when Mazzoli was our QB1. We were leading the first half until Roland remembers this. We're at my place. Mazzoli, like we're in the close to the red zone. We're leading the game.
Give up the ball.
We are leading the game, Greg.
I fell on my knees.
We are leading the game. He throws an out pattern. We're in field goal range. He throws an out ball late, and it's a pick 6.
Okay.
And that's how Saskatchewan got ahead of the Lions. This is the cream of the crop. The Lions were winning with QB2, and Harris, they look not great. So football, like all these sports, 60-minute game, can't count your chickens one way or the other after 2 quarters. And football is famous for halftime adjustments, right, Greg?
Fair enough. But all I'm saying is at that point, nobody's confident Rourke is going to rise. Again, we're not 8-1, right? So let me turn that around. Anything could happen. What if Rourke throws a pick 6 in the red zone instead of a field goal? Now Montreal's up. Montreal's got confidence. I'm just saying, when you're decimated, when you're not with all your starters and you're within a couple field goals, you feel better about it than when that other team at home with all of their starters should be pounding the living crap out of you.
All right. Yeah. Well, I mean, I thought their offense, I mean, they had the lead, Greg. They never lost the lead. Nate did not look good on a few throws. And when it got in, they were only like, they were 1 for 2 in the red zone, I believe, in the first half. They're 3 for 4 in the red zone overall in the game.
Yeah. Did they get a touchdown the first half? I don't remember.
Yes, they did.
Okay.
Yeah, the last towards the end of the first.
Towards the end, yeah. Okay.
It was like 2-3 minutes left, right? And then so yeah. To me, I thought the offense. I think they were maybe a C+, and maybe it's more Nate, and they took away the run. So I think Buck tried to force the run a bit because that's what Buck Pierce has to do, and Montreal was eating that up. So, and then Nate didn't just misfired on some balls, but in the second half he just like, okay, let's go, and
he did. But I'm just saying 2 slow start. But yes, I would grade them probably I'd push a B even based on the second half and all overall. I'm saying the start was too slow.
Yeah. So you give them a B overall in the whole game? Maybe a B.
C+ definitely.
Points, almost 400 yards passing. All right.
I'm just saying. The start affected my opinion.
Oh, fair enough. Well, obviously, we're still talking about it, but yeah, I mean, for me, I thought that they did it was a fairly good reform, a great second half adjustment. And they just like, okay, we're gonna push it deep. And I think that's really what they need to do, because obviously Montreal was crashing the line, right? They had 7 guys on the defensive line of scrimmage, and then their linebackers would push in. So it basically all the gaps are sealed, right? And so any kind of run, and then they're just saying, okay, well, whether we blitz or we're just going to do a run stop, they're ready for it in the short zone, and BC just needed to kind of throw deep, and then that's where they kind of got things going.
Yeah. Okay. Let me read some. There's a whole bunch of comments. Well, the last few minutes. Let me just read some of them.
Montreal's got a pretty good defense here, Greg. Just to let you know.
Yeah.
So.
Just to let you know.
That's what I said. No
okay,
farm.
we'll go back.
Yeah, he
So
was doing
Daniel
it.
says Nathan was on fire after the half. Agreed. Blake says back to our previous conversation. I'm not really scared of anyone in the East. Q-Man counters. Come on, Montreal with Alexander Johnson, Philpott, Mack.
Of course.
And then Blake says yes, but that's just it. Going into playoffs, you never know what's going to happen. Who's going to be banged up?
Or was that to tag on to he's not scared of anybody in the East?
Yeah. Daniel says, I was confident all game Nathan was going to get going. Okay, great. Cuman poses a hypothetical. Take Rourke, Betts, McInnes, Hatch off our team and see how we do. We're going to do badly without these guys.
Just take Rourke off. Look what happened.
Yeah. Dodge 87. Morgan looked good in his debut as the third stringer. Actually, fourth string. Well, I guess, yeah. In the
Well,
game,
he's
he
third
was
stringer right now.
And yeah. Yeah, agreed. Arthur and I were saying that he looked good. I mean, it was not fair for him. He was probably needs a bit more time to develop. But he actually looked composed. He looked pretty composed. So he might be a good QB in the future.
Well, I'm sure Moss gave him the plays to get him confident, get him consistent, like those short little hooks to, was it Mac? Just sat down in that little soft spot.
Not Mac.
Was it Mac?
No.
What team?
Sneed.
Rambo, sorry.
Yeah.
And Sneed, that one that he ripped off across.
Yeah, in the middle.
And then Tias, the running back, he got. I mean, they, like Arthur said, they shrank the playbook, and it seemed to work for him.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
But then when he got in trouble and he had to improvise or do it, then played in our hands.
So Daniel says yes, but Sask is a different team now, much better teams. I think that's in response to Arthur when you were saying how we almost beat them with our QB2. Right?
Well, we were in the game until that pick six, and then
Yeah, but I think Daniel's point, which I agree, is that the Saskatchewan today is a lot better than that team that we played. Blake says yes, I agree, but my point is there's no guarantee those players from Montreal are in for the playoffs. Yeah, true. Wayne says we had our backup as well. Jake Mayer had to start that game. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
remember
right.
that.
And we know how we do against backups.
So Q-Man says Saskatchewan is dominating because of their D-line.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
That's good.
And their secondary is pretty good too.
Daniel says, yes, they are, but we are not there yet. Very close, though. Yeah, our D-line, this is the first time our D-line was really so aggressive this year, so I want to see a bit more of that. Dodge
But
87.
Arthur said Montreal's O-line was a little, take out their receivers, but I think their O-line was rather...
They kind of... I was reading the J.C. Abbott article about what they did with their O-line, and they just kind of... I think they dressed an extra American by, I don't know, anything that there was a Canadian that was injured, but he really wasn't that injured, and he would play special teams, like field goal, like that Canadian tackle would come out, but they had him. Yeah, so it's kind of weird. I'm not sure what happened, but yeah, there's something fishy going on.
So Dodge 87 says, with work at QB, it's never over. True. He's a fighter. He's a fighter. All right. We'll quickly we'll go into defense now. I quickly want to go over the 3 sacks that we had. I have those queued up as well. So let me get this. Hope I pressed the right button this time. Okay. All right. It's the right button.
Injured list.
So this was the first sack.
2nd and 6 here for Evans. Looks to his left, locked in over.
All right. So I think that was
that's selling your all.
that was that was okay. So that was Lolile. Lolile coming in off of the right defensive tackle, blast by his guy, and then goes on top of the quarterback. Quarterback ducks. By then, the second
Device there.
yeah, Tavai is there, and he makes the tackle. So they basically blew off. The left guard got blown off. The center and the right guard was double teaming Tavai. When the center sees Lolile come through, he lets go of Tavai, and then Tavai just blows past the right guard. And that's how they make that sack there. So nice, very, very aggressive moves, and so I like that. Well, Q-Man has a comment. They played under the ratio for 25 plays, totally legal. Q-Man was responding to what you said. Okay, so that was the first sack. Let's look at the second sack. This is on Tehema.
Lee makes his second consecutive start at the nickel linebacker spot, and a shuffle in that secondary.
So actually, let me stop. You were wondering, Arthur, about their left tackle, right? Because they had a new guy on left tackle.
Well, again, but JC, I mean, that's what he was going to start at left tackle, the Canadian, but he never did.
Oh, he never did. Okay.
They brought a back American.
Interesting thing here is that Matthew Betts is not lined up as a defensive end. And there's quite a few places where he lined up. He lined up inside, and in fact, if you look here, what he's doing. So that was an interesting thing, I thought. So he starts off kind of on the right defensive tackle. He backs up, waits around a bit, and then he fires up down the left side. That's the left defensive tackle. And there's a few other places where he does that. I don't know if there's a new scheme where they're trying to confuse the O-line. Okay, but anyway, if we run this, Tehema is on the right side there, and he just beats the left tackle and makes a sack there. So that was the second sack. And then let's look at the third sack.
That Caleb Evans is a guy who gives you a chance.
Who does this guy think he is? Davis Alexander? Unbeaten in games as well for the Alouettes. Deep drop. Using his legs. Freeing up.
Yeah, so he got flushed out of the pocket here. So
Perfect angle by Tehema too.
yeah, so he got flushed
He
out.
got injured, I think.
Yes, it is. It is. You're right, Arthur. I'd like to actually this week because we couldn't see really what happened apart. We thought it was a rolled ankle or something last night when we were actually there.
Yeah, so Tavai beats his guy, the left tackle, flushes Evans out of the pocket, and then he gets sacked right here, and that's where he gets hurt, right?
Oh, I think the knee went on his ankle as Tehema rolled on him. There we go.
You gotta throw it away, man. The guy took the angle, man. You're not gonna beat him.
Nope.
You gotta
And
throw it
if you
away.
do, Betts is coming right up behind him. So that was to who's 14?
That's Hendricks.
Yeah.
Hendricks. Yeah. So he's the one that flushed him to Tehema. Yeah, that was that was
Hendricks
great.
flushed him out. Yeah.
And that was perfectly contained by the all four D linemen. Like if he got by Tavai, whatever, or Tehema, Betts was right there.
So I like this game because there's a few other places where we're getting pressure with the four-man rush, which is what we need to be able to do, right? So that looked positive to me. Let me read some questions. Q-Man says Canadian left tackle only needed to play first play to allow them to play under duration. Okay. Daniel asks, is that Montreal's regular defense or are they banged up as well?
Regular defense.
Don't get me started on this ratio stuff, Roland. That's just bogus. Oh, just play the first play. Then
And you go sit down on the bench. You're good. You're done.
Okay. So the question is Montreal's regular defense, or are they banged up? I don't think their offense was
secondary,
definitely
I think
banged
they
up.
have a couple of injuries in their secondary.
Okay.
Yeah, their starting safety is one, isn't it?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
ball was out.
Keyman says Montreal was playing under the ratio all season, just using their running backs, not left tackle like Saturday. Todd says first time all season the ends didn't get deeper than the quarterback on the pass rushes. Okay, yeah, good point. So, all right, it's 9:30. I think let's wrap up the discussion on defense. Just quickly on special teams.
Oh, let Greg go.
Let's get Greg. It's his favorite topic.
No comment.
Okay, that's
All right,
fine.
let's move.
All right, no comment.
I mean, it's just we need a return game. You know, we got to stop taking penalties.
Like, what
And we
our
need
starting
return.
position was 25-yard line,
Yeah.
22-yard line, and like
The opening kickoff, he was at 24-yard line. I'm like, and I don't think that was a penalty. It wasn't a penalty
No,
there.
No.
it wasn't. It wasn't.
Oh,
I just remember
you know.
saying last night, though, I'm glad Montreal got all those field goals because at least we started at the 40, right? Because they were field goals.
It's just getting to the point where
It's beyond, yeah.
you got to find someone that's fast that can make moves that makes people miss.
so.
Right.
You know,
and
you know
then-
that play that that Roland keyed up, that asking about the holding call.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm thinking if we had a quicker, and again, if we had a quicker guy, he'd like Arthur said, he starts up the middle, takes a quick step, and just kicks it to the outside because maybe he influences the angle of that contained guy. He cuts in because he bites it, and then he's fast enough to get around the corner. But I don't know, McGee just looks like I'm not anyway. Our return guys, everyone we had looks like they're kind of figuring it out as they go along, which you do, but do it faster. Hi, Captain Buttershirt. How are you?
All right, yeah, he's questioning what return game. I
Yeah,
think that's
pretty
what he's
much.
saying. Daniel says our return game has not been good for a few years. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And then Wayne says that sounds ridiculous with the ratio. Just one play and you're under the ratio. That's nuts.
Where's the Canadianness? Anyway.
Cuman says should note that BC plays under the ratio since Rourke counts as a Canadian now, so only 3 on O and 3 on D. Okay, that's a big advantage for us.
Well, we have more. We have more.
More
I mean,
Canadians.
okay, we have Bulio.
Yeah.
So we have Bulio, Haladic, or Rene, right? Like Haladic and
Defense,
Rene. Bulio for sure, and then you have Betts,
Betts
right?
Nathan Cherry. Oh, he's
I
starting?
mean,
is
he might come in sometimes, right? So we have 3 Canadian on defense all the time.
starting. Yeah.
Offense, we have Katoy, McInnes,
Pearson.
Rourke.
Well, yeah, apart from we talked about Rourke.
Well, Pearson,
now.
and if it's not Pearson, it's Couture. They're either way,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yep.
So, and then, so once we get Packer back, or Couture, or whatever, then we'll have more Canadians.
So Wayne agrees. Yes, have a returner who's fast and doesn't fumble the ball.
Hey, wait, yes, we got yes. Slow and fumbling. Oh my God. So no return plus the penalties. That puts us and Nate in the offense in holes all the time.
They're digging themselves out of it. Worthy more of a B. Great.
Sorry?
Worthy more than a B grade for tonight. Do you know what the average Montreal defense gives up in offensive points per game?
What?
21.8.
The Montreal
Defense gives up
Okay.
points per game.
Okay.
So we got 36.
21.8. They didn't. The Lions. Did they get the Lions get a freebie touchdown? Any
No,
like?
I think we had to
No.
earn, especially when we were starting on our 5-yard line because of horrible return. and
You're making my
penalties.
point for me. Thanks, Greg.
Yep,
Appreciate that. No return game. No
Nope.
pick six.
No.
All offensive points. 21.8. They give up on average, and we scored how many, Greg?
36.
Actually, we're about to get to my most favorite part of the game, where we look at how well we did with our predictions last week.
It wasn't for the doink and the failed 2-point give.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Okay.
So
Actually, before we do that, let me read a few more comments. Wayne says, "Did you see the Riders returner fumble the ball?"
we were getting ready to go to the game. So
Yeah, we might have missed that
it,
one.
yeah.
If that was on the second half, we only saw the first half. Montreal is missing the best defensive player, Musufa Johnson.
No, they got Sankey, so I think they're pretty good.
Yes.
They got
Blake
Lemon.
says-
They brought in Lemon. Got back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, well, I'm with. I was going to ask when you want me to grade special teams. That's the kicking, the punting, the returning, and the coverage, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, that's all special.
Okay,
teams.
well then, see, you got to give Mr. Consistent or Mr. Automatic an A. You got to give the punter. I mean, he did well, so I give him a B plus. Coverage, I give a B. Return game, you give an F, so that averages it out to like a C minus.
Yeah.
But see, that
Something.
robs Mr.
No. Wait. An A, 2 Bs.
And an F.
Well, he's putting a lot more weight on the return games. So that drags everything.
I
down.
mean, come on, man. That's like,
But no, but I mean,
what is it, a C minus, Greg?
I'm just saying the return game drags it down so much. I think it's a disrespect to the other units of the other factors or aspects of
All right,
special teams.
fair
That's
enough, fair enough.
My point being made. The
Yeah,
return
yeah.
game, it's not fair to the other. Like I mean, not that our grades hold a lot of weight, except to our loyal listeners and followers and watchers and subscribers, whatever. But the return game, it's just
It's so bad you wait it 2 or 3 times.
yeah, you know, because it's
Yeah.
just not fair to
Fair
the
enough.
other guys. So
Fair enough. I'm just saying, like, from a
From
pure
a grading
statistical, mathematical
if we
point of
got
view,
these school grades and I got an F with all those other grades, yeah, I'd be coming. What would it be? A C plus ish, C plus,
yeah, C,
Yeah.
C plus, yeah.
and
I
that's
mean, you
not
have an
fair.
A. An A and F will cancel out to a C.
Yeah, so
And you have a C and 2 Bs. I mean,
yeah. I mean, other than like Roland says, sometimes the punter outkicks the coverage, but our coverage has been pretty good. I mean, I've not been disappointed. Other than that, touchdown return in Hamilton, but other than that, we've been okay.
so 3 down bros, Nation just, Greg gets straight A's, so he never has to worry about these kind of situations because he's a straight A student. So
we
right, Greg.
could have another episode on that alone.
All right, let's okay. A couple more comments and then let's move on. Blake says, "I vote we just skip special teams every week." Yeah, maybe that's true because
Yeah.
we're always saying the same thing all the time. None of us are getting any younger. A coworker found a gray hair on me today. Okay.
Blake, look at this
Yes.
with my black background. Look, man,
At least you got gray hair. Look at mine. I got no hair.
Mine-
Human says,
mine-
at least our returners aren't fumbling anymore. Yeah, that's true. It is. Yeah. Daniel says, you think we would have gone after a returner before training camp? Something not to ignore. Yeah, that's true.
well, we did. I mean, they brought. I'm sure that's why they bring in all these little scat back running backs and receivers and everything. But I think the ones that we actually wanted are all hurt. Like Jermaine, like all the guys are hurt or didn't count, whatever.
Yeah. Wayne says, I understand Greg wanting an exciting returner. Sask had a terrible returner for years. Okay,
You got yes.
let's go for predictions. Okay, I'll let
All right.
Arthur run through it.
So, our weekly predictions, and we'll start. The cream. We'll start with the top. Roland guessed
Yeah.
the exact score: 36-18 BC.
Yes.
Roll it.
Absolutely.
Roll it.
I feel like
Roland.
I need to be winning a prize or something, right? Because it was 36-18 because we had a missed convert. If we hadn't missed that convert, it would have been 37. And then
It was a block.
It was
A blocked
yeah,
1 point after,
one
and then
point.
a missed 2-point
a
convert.
missed 2 point. Otherwise, it would have been 37-20.
And you
So-
have Micah Awe to thank for that missed 2-point convert. 'Cause I think that would have made it 36-20.
No, he got the interception.
Yeah, he picked it up. Yes. So you have
Yeah,
Micah
yeah.
Awe to thank for that.
Oh, Blake's already getting
Alright,
the
yes.
jump.
Blake says
So-
Lions 40, Argos 33. Daniel also is in it already. Lions 35, Argos
Why?
20.
Getting the
Wow.
jump. So, and then Greg and I also picked BC to win. I had a 6-point margin. Greg had a 4-point margin. I didn't expect QB4 for Montreal to play.
I don't think any of us did.
Yeah, well. Yeah. So
Speaking of, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
so that's that. So I'll get to our weekly questions really quickly then.
Yeah.
So Roland, who is your Canadian player of the game?
It's gonna be Nathan Rourke. He was, yeah, it's him. I mean, McInnes did okay, but he didn't do
Yeah.
as well as the previous week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's Rourke.
Nathan Rourke. All right. Good enough for me. Do I need to? Well, I do actually need to ask. I think that it's going to be a different one to say. Greg, who is your unsung hero player of the game?
My unsung hero is Sihoni Tehema. We haven't heard his name all year other than, hey, he was suspended, blah, blah, blah. And then how come we don't hear his name? But you know what? He was relevant yesterday, and he got sacks, timely sacks. And speaking of unsung hero, because I was waiting for a segue all show, before we get off the air, I want to see which one of our listeners, whatever, can tell me whose jersey I'm wearing today. I'm gone retro. We talked about the beginning of the show. I'm wearing number 82. Whose jersey is this? I want to see who's going to answer.
All right.
Okay, Arthur,
Let
you're
me quickly read some before Arthur goes. So, Daniel says mine is Nathan as well for Canadian. Cuman says white like every week. Correct answers work. To him,
Like
it's a
every
good
week.
choice.
Why you what? Are you Blake?
No, that's Cuman. That's Cuman. But Wayne says the Lions Canadian player should be Nathan most games. Okay,
Should be.
now we got
point. Got a point.
guesses. So Cuman says Claremont.
That was my
Blake
guess.
says Jason Claremont.
That was my
Oh,
guess.
Arthur.
Daniel
Oh!
says Darren
There it
Flutie.
is. It is.
Yes, Flutie.
Good job, Daniel.
So
Ah.
Flutie Magic, is that still works for Darren Flutie, or is that only Doug?
Well, Darren can make any quarterback look good. All I'm saying.
But you know they were coining it Flutie Magic, right? Back in the
Yeah, that's Doug running around playground football. But Darren, man, I'll take that receiver on any team. Good job! Wow.
1993. Cuman
I'll
says.
take Darren Flutie on anything. You know, dependable.
Flutie to Flutie, Daniel says.
Yeah, that is true. That was kind of cool to see.
No. Danny Mac to Flutie.
Well, that was even cooler.
Best,
But
that's the best combo.
yeah.
And then when he went to Hamilton, they did play pretty well too,
Yeah.
right?
Well, you're the yes.
30 years of beer on that one, Cuman says.
Wait,
All right.
Danny's on the
So
back.
for my big picture moment,
Yes.
I'm looking at what Rick Manon did with the receivers in this offseason. So they paid a $75,000 signing bonus because they got kind of, well, they cut Hollins. He was injured because he
Yes.
got his knee scoped because he was obviously not 100%
Yeah.
for the last half of the year, right?
Yeah.
He gets his knee scoped. He takes the Lions, for a grievance saying he was injured and they cut me. So
Yeah.
the arbiter awards, the Lions to pay Hollins' signing bonus because he was injured.
Yeah.
So $75K. So they're working to sign Hollins. Ultimately, they didn't.
Yeah. They
So
couldn't agree on the number, right?
on the number. So and so that's one data point. Another data point was then they kept probably Berryhill. If they sign Hollins, who's out of the lineup, Greg?
Oh, if they sign Hollins, my guess would be my guy, number 19.
So okay, so I think Eberhard has done much. Why Hollins? Yeah, it's tough, but he did not look threatening yesterday.
4 targets, 1 reception, 8 yards.
Yeah, because I don't think a scope knee. I don't think that's got anything to do with your hands, catching it into your chest, and that I mean, it might do with your running routes getting open, but catching it into your hands, come on.
Yeah. And along with the receivers that Rick Manon did, a massive day for Keon Hatcher, 11 for 11.
Yes.
The Lions also cut him, right?
Right.
They cut him, and then they let him shop his services, and then they brought him back because they wanted to not pay him the agreed upon salary a year ago. So they cut him. They brought him back at a lower number, and look at his year so far. And a big game yesterday, 11 for 11. Probably the
156
Lions'
yards.
number 1 receiver.
Yeah.
I don't have the updated stats. He's top 4 in the league receiving.
I'm sure.
Gotta be
on
there,
the
right?
Lions, yeah, because I think we said 1, 2 would be him and McInnes, and he is definitely more 1 than McInnes.
Yes. McInnes had quite a few bad games. So.
And
So
you've got to
my
remember too, Hatcher's had a whole off season from that injury too, so he's come back awesome. You're correct.
So my hat tip, big picture moment was how they managed the receivers this off season. They made 3 great decisions. One was not signing Hollins, therefore keeping Berryhill. And Eberhard. Berryhill's having a great year.
Yeah.
I think
Eberhard
leads
too,
the
both of them.
Lions in touchdowns scored, and is giving them a legitimate number 3 threat. Now Couture's, kind of suffering because he's not getting in as many passes. So that's the only thing. But that he can be there to make big plays
Yes.
when his number is called.
Yeah.
So that is my big picture moment.
Cool. That's good. Yeah. Yeah. Our receiving core, I think if we're has so much potential, and if we're hitting on all cylinders, I think we have the best receiving core in the league. That's my gut feel.
The Ticats might have something to say about that in the TSN panel, but hey, their opinions don't matter. Roland's does.
All right, let's go to next week's predictions. Let's record some of our viewers' predictions as well.
Yeah, I think we should. I think we should.
So Blake says, are you, okay? Arthur will write this down. Lions 40, Argos 33.
40-33 BC. All right.
Daniel says 35-20 BC.
Daniel UPS Dell. 35-20 BC.
Yeah.
Okay.
Q-Man says 31-21 BC.
Q-Man 31-21 BC. Okay. Yeah.
And I think that's
it.
So far.
All right, Roland.
Okay, let me just read a couple more comments. Barry Hill's 5 TDs now. Barry Hill is all energy during practice.
It's your boy Stan.
And then Ever Hill is a clutch receiver most of the time.
Are you saying Everhill or Barry Hill or Everhart?
Both. You're like.
I don't know. I like, and I'm not just saying it because but I think Aiden's caught more coming his way. Barry Hill's dropped some where he like jumps up in the air, which is Barry Hill's dropped some. Sorry. Aiden's made some tough catches getting rocked over the middle.
Yeah. And Daniel agrees that our receiving core is the best. All right. So who's predicting first?
Roland.
Me. Okay.
Oh, Mr. Perfect. All right.
Okay, I gotta defend my record now.
Well, you said they would go 3-0.
Yes, so for sure
in this break. So they were 2-0 so far.
For sure, BC will win. Let me just take a quick look.
Toronto, right? Is the next one?
Yeah, Toronto. Toronto.
Is the player that shall not be named gonna play?
I don't think he's gonna play.
Blake will know, right?
So I'm gonna say.
See, that's what happens when you're perfect. You just want to be perfect. You can't.
I'm gonna say 39.
39.
21.
Well, Ottawa,
39.
Ottawa put up 40 something on them.
31-21 BC. This is in Toronto, 12 p.m. Pacific start.
Yeah. 30.
All right.
30 yeah.
Gregory.
What did he say? 31-21? 39-21.
39-21.
Well, I would hope so. It's a convincing win, and we be in the fourth quarter. We'll be definitely downing some beverages there, Roland.
Yeah. Blake says he won't play all season, but definitely not this week.
Okay.
Yeah. Argos game Saturday at 12. Daniel says. All right. Greg's turn.
Oh, Greg's meditating.
27-23 BC. Yeah, 27-23 BC.
So, Greg, you did say that the Lions would go 1-2 in this 3
Yeah,
games.
but the two that I thought they lost, they won.
All right. So, sorry, 20...
Was it 27-23?
27-23.
Yeah.
That was your prediction last week, by the way.
Yeah, 27-23.
You're sticking with it.
I can't. Yeah, I got a funny feeling the offense isn't gonna put up as much as we want them to. Funny feeling.
All right.
Take a quick look at the stats.
Arthur's looking.
Ooh. Average offensive points allowed for Toronto is defense is 27 points.
Yeah,
So
I'm a little bit like, okay, Ottawa put up 40 something on them, but I don't know. I got a funny feeling. Just I'm thinking with my gut.
better than thinking with your head, I guess, sometimes.
Never do.
No comment.
If Coach Rob
This
is
is a
out there-
family show.
If Coach Rob is out there, he will tell you how I think when it comes to planning my Ds and calling game shots. He will tell you. He's still out there. He's still online.
Daniel says, last question. What do the Lions have to watch out for with the Argos?
Man, we can talk about that after I give my prediction, which is 33-21 BC.
All right.
And I thought the Lions would go 2-1 in this 3-game mini set, and Roland thought he'd be 3-0. So,
So
Roland is looking
Really good.
good. And I hope that I do not end up being correct.
Oh, one more prediction from Todd. BC 24-18.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. So he's closer to my prediction. I like Todd. Hello, Todd. Like Todd.
Captain
right.
Buttershirt says BC returns for a TD.
What?
It's gonna happen at some point. Okay, I like
an
that.
like
A return. So that's number 77.
Okay,
All
Captain
right, Greg.
Buttershirt. If Captain Buttershirt at the next, if that happens, Captain Buttershirt comes by section 246, row V, seat 10, whatever we're in, and I will buy him a hot dog.
A foot long?
Foot long.
Foot long hot dog.
Ooh.
All right.
You have it here, Captain Buttershirt.
What is the chance of this happening, Greg? Percentage. That high, huh?
Captain Buttershirt said, saw Greg
You
yesterday.
did? Where did you see me? There were so many people that were talking about 3 Down Bros, which I thank all of those people. I have no idea who they are.
Well, declined to say hello because you had DJ and
Oh,
Caleb.
that's okay. They're my posse.
Oh, Blake says, I'll shave my head if that happens before the end of the
Whoa!
season.
Blake, you got a nice
Right.
head of hair, man. I
Yes.
don't know. I wouldn't do that, Blake.
Then,
Why a hot dog?
then come on over and you and I can take a selfie together.
But before we go up the really?
Oh, Daniel saw us yesterday too.
Where? Well, all of us that a big game. Oh man, please come say hi.
Yeah, I'd love to say hi.
I'd like to give a shout out too before we go off the air. I just want to say hello, and we'll want to talk about this business more often on this show. Is the Pie Hole and Janelle Parsons, the owner. She had a horrible setback at the season opener due to some stuff that was on the news, but she bounced back, and she had a booth there yesterday at the Show and Shine at the backyard party. Awesome cookies. You guys got to try the Fat Elvis. It is an awesome cookie.
Fat Elvis? What's a Fat Elvis? What's in?
That's what this cookie she had. It's probably about 4 to 5 inches in diameter, about 1.5 inches thick. It's got peanut butter, marshmallow, chocolate. It's just a heart attack waiting to happen in a cookie, but
Soft
it
cookie?
is awesome. Oh yeah, it's a soft cookie, and it's weighty. And she's got a raspberry cream pie. Oh my lord! I'll post it on. I'll get it to roll and post it up there. But man, the Pie Hole. She is an awesome lady, an awesome business, and it was just great to meet her in person. And I hope to talk about the Pie Hole more on this show. Love to show some pies and cookies on this show.
From the guy who can't shut his pie hole, shouting out the
Nope,
pie hole. is
I cannot
quite-
shut my
is
pie hole, man.
quite the.
Okay, you got to take her. Daniel says I will next game for sure.
All right.
All right.
Sorry, Greg.
So,
I couldn't resist that one.
No, but we got to get a graphic from Janelle. She's an awesome lady, and the setback that she had was all over the news. What happened to her? So I'm just happy that she bounced back, and she got some really good treatment from the Lions. So kudos to Mr. Doman and the Lions marketing team.
okay, Wayne says great show, Ross. It's getting late. We're actually way past 9:53, so we need to need to wrap up.
We want to answer that one quick question.
Yeah,
there? How
why
about
don't you-
How about you do that one, Roland?
I don't have the stats. You
No, like what do the Lions have to do to beat the
Oh,
Argos?
No, it's just what are we worried about the Argos? I think was the
yeah.
question.
It's okay. I mean, just eye test from what you've seen them play. I won't call you out on the stats. I only call out Greg.
Ooh.
I'm trying to think.
How about I help you then?
Yeah, why don't you do it? Yeah.
So, I mean, I think McManus is back. So, I mean, the Lions are going to try to establish the run. McManus is trying to eat that up.
Yeah.
And we got to go after. So that's one thing is the Lions have to establish that run. It seems like Buck wants to do it, and he's willing to let his offense struggle potentially, like in the first half, like this past game. Try to get that run game going. So if we can establish that run game early, then the Lions won't struggle on offense. Like it was 2nd and 3, they would not get the first down on the run. That's how good Montreal's run defense is.
Yeah.
So we could have gotten better traction if the run game is established. And then we can then layer in play action, then it holds the linebackers, then that intermediate zone is even more wide open, right? A number 2 thing is we have to attack the Toronto offensive line. Is that there are a lot of Canadians, whether they're better than the Americans or not. That's a potential point where we can go after them, right?
Yeah.
And of course, one of Greg's favorite quarterbacks, Nick Arbuckle. We got to get pressure in his face, and he can't sit back there.
No.
We got to take away Coxie.
Yeah.
I
Like
mean, he's their
Arthur
big
has said
time
before.
deep threat, right?
Like Arthur has said before, Dinwiddie seems to know RD, is able to play RD well. Dinwiddie, just for whatever reason, Arthur mentioned that when we were conversing. So we have to be ready on D. We can't give them that cushion that Hamilton did. We can't play whatever to kill. We have to do what Arthur said. Everything Arthur said.
Yeah, I heard he got banged up on a tackle. So
Coxie,
yeah, we'll see. But again, no Chad Kelly. And if Coxie doesn't play, those are two big weapons out of their lineup. So
Who's their running back in Toronto? McMahon is it McMahon?
Yeah.
And he's dinged.
Yeah. It's pretty.
But again, Arbuckle's not supposed to be a great quarterback, and that worries me. And Dinwiddie offense worries me. We have to be ready defensively. So
they can shut us down for whatever reason.
But if Arthur's keys come true with our offense, that keeps the Toronto offense on the bench. Yeah, until he again. We just seem to do well against lesser name, no name players. So I do not do well. So I'm going with everything Arthur said. Arthur is.
Aw, thanks, Gray.
Well,
all right. Well, it was. It's getting really late, so I think we'll call it here. Thanks, guys. It was a blast chatting with all of you. Thanks for joining us. And if you're joining us after the live stream, leave us a comment. We'd love to hear your thoughts as well.
Mm-hmm.
Blake says, great show, gentlemen. Look forward to next week's show with the three of you and Coach Rob. Yes. Yes, it's a great show. Captain Buttershirt, good night. Yeah, good night, everyone. Take care. And we'll have a good evening, a great week, and we'll see you on Sunday. Okay. Take care.
Go Lions.
Bye-bye. Go
Lions.
Lions.